the cops will
A
see
bit
it.
question: is there 911 in Nigeria or an
Oh,
equivalent?
it's 419.
For one.
Can die 419.
That's not fair, man.
No, no, for real, for real. Is there, what is?
I am.
Which now? Maybe you are the one that was safe. So, what was your plan if they were walking in the night and they can't carry you? You would have been asking a hold up. Is there now? Oh,
Wipe and kill. If I want it, it's mine. You can't stop me. Hey!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Diaspora Chatter, the number one podcast in the world. We are here to deliver you another fresh episode. So far, we've been doing so well. We've been talking about life in diaspora. I'm joined by my co-host here, Otis and Mosi. What's up, guys?
Oh, good. Before we go ahead, I just want to say thank you for everyone who has watched and subscribed. You guys are amazing. We still have much to do. Keep watching, like, share. And if you have any topic that you want us to talk about, please just let us know in the comment section. And again, thanks for those who have subscribed and watched. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Hi, guys. Happy to be back. Thank you for the love, the criticism, the banter. We appreciate everything, right? We see you. And we just encourage you to keep sharing and letting people know. I mean, we're here to talk about life and connect with you guys. So, and we also appreciate the comments on the video so far. Please feel free to continue to share those comments because it's important to know that you took your time to watch and reach out back to
Mhm.
us.
All right. All right. So today we're going to talk about something a little bit more serious.
I'm
We're
scared
going to
right
talk
now.
about. You're scared?
Yeah,
Why are
it's
you
just
scared?
something serious. We've been
um,
serious. So go
no, we've
ahead.
not been serious this whole time. This today we're serious for real.
Okay, okay. Let me take my serious face off.
um, so for a lot of us, in diaspora that we've come here, there are many reasons why we come here. Financial, love or education or whatever. But another reason why people come is security, right? A lot of people, um, maybe it could be a refugee. None of us are refugees, but but for
My
some
goodness.
people, they come here for a better life, security, to feel secure. So people leave Nigeria, they go to UK, America. So we're going to talk about security today. Compare you know the differences in security in. I mean, we're in America, so we can probably only talk from American perspective. Compare to America and Nigeria. Uh, but if there's anyone in UK watching or Canada or wherever, maybe you can put comments below to give us your perspective about security in where you live. So we're gonna so let's talk about security and crime and all that stuff. Um, First off, I want to ask you guys: have you guys experienced any like crime, or have you been a victim of a crime? Either here in the US or in Nigeria. And have you guys experienced and have you been attacked by armed robber, or have you been like have you seen a crime, or like I'm just curious like you guys if you
To be
experienced any
honest, I
crime.
was at the mall one time, the Tommy Figure Mall. I saw some dude running out with clothes. So yes, there's crime here from the mall at Tommy Figure. I was just laughing. I'm like, hey, did they do this thing for here? So another funny thing probably is different in Nigeria. What I noticed in terms of our houses over there in Nigeria are kind of built like prisons. You have rebars in the windows. And I was kind of apprehensive when I came here, like, oh, there are no bars. Somebody can just open the window and get in your
Hmm.
house. And there's one funny factor, over there, everybody wants to, if you live in a story building, most people want to be on the second floor or anything above the second floor so that it's difficult for them to get in and things like
Hmm.
that. But over here, I think the first floor is more of a priority because people don't want to climb the steps. So it looks kind of more secure.
Hmm.
So to answer your question, I've seen crime. To be honest, crime is everywhere.
All right, all right. Mostly, what
Yeah,
crime have you witnessed
well,
or
I've
experienced?
witnessed crime both ways. Yeah, so I think more in Nigeria though, because
Come on.
um, I mean, it's my experience now. You want to invalidate my experience? No, but seriously, Nigeria back in
And tell us the
school,
most serious one.
the most serious one, definitely
Yeah.
Nigeria. The only crime I have experienced, because if you say experienced, the only one I experienced here was when I first came in here. I was on the bus and I didn't guys swipe my wallet and I didn't. I was just shocked. I had brought it out and then it was just gone. And so my instinct, you know what I mean, thinking back, what I did that day, I won't do it right now because
Hmm.
with experience, I took a big risk. So when he took my wallet, I was like, ah, man, my wallet's missing. And I knew it was him because although he was moving him and his girl on the bus. So I was
Hmm.
just like, I'm going to call 911, blah, 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 blah. I was just making mouth. Yeah, but you know now, snitching and stitches and all that
Hmm.
shit. Me, I don't know that time now. I just shouting. Come on. The guy now stopped on the bus, threw the wallet down and left. And then somebody made a comment like, these Africans don't play, they don't go follow our rules, they'll just rat you out, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I took my wallet and he took all the money in the wallet though, but he left the wallet for me. So, I
All right.
mean, that's the
How
only crime
nice of
I have
him.
experienced personally, right? But
Yeah.
why I was saying, I know I'm going a little off topic, but why I was saying that if it's now, I won't say anything because that guy, if you go vex, shoot me now, or somebody can like, oh, yeah, snitch or whatever. So, with what
Hmm.
I know now, I would have done what I did then. But that's the only crime. But in Nigeria, I mean, I've gotten robbed, right? I've been
Hmm.
attacked. I mean, car theft. Even though I escaped, my family. I mean, my family was in the car, or I had to like drive through two cars to escape. I mean, again, that's something I
Wow.
did, and I think it was even on my birthday that year. It was
Wow.
on my birthday. I was going to drop someone, and Nigeria. Yes, I've experienced crime. Full stop.
So the synopsis of it is there's crime everywhere.
There's crime
Yeah.
everywhere.
I
Of course,
Experience
now.
it
Based
all
on
over
yeah,
there.
sure.
Okay.
yeah. I haven't experienced or with I can't think of any crime I've experienced or witnessed. But I know when I was like maybe like 9 or 10, I remember I wasn't there, but my mom was robbed. She was coming back from work late at night with my uncle, and some arm robbers, like well dressed arm robbers, in agbada and everything.
Andres.
Yeah, well dressed. That was,
It's
people who
men of
don't
the
look.
underworld.
Yeah, they don't look like arm robbers. Whatever arm robbers supposed to look like. They stole. Yeah, they attacked us, stole money, stole the car. But somehow it was close to like a police checkpoint, so police got involved. There was a shootout and everything, and then they shot the car. But I remember like growing up, just seeing that bullet hole,
Oh, she was
that
using the
bullet.
car with the bullet hole like that.
Yeah, seeing that bullet hole as a 9-year-old
They
child,
need
man.
insurance for Nigeria. Ah, yeah, God, I said I'm going to attack Nigeria today. God,
I was just some part
no,
of
I had insurance.
I
No,
don't
no,
know.
don't mind me.
Probably Chicago guys will come. The south side of Chicago, are they not more dangerous than Nigeria?
I've never stayed in the
Yeah.
south side of Chicago, so
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
So because Ruki's question was like, have you experienced crime here? We're not going. I've vehemently experienced a lot of crime over in Nigeria, but
Hmm.
saying being getting a lot of apprehension in Nigeria than over here depends on where you've been. Oh, I don't know.
Okay. So, all right. So let me just straight up ask you guys: where do you feel safe? You both, after living in Nigeria and here in the US, where do you feel safe the most, Otis?
Nowhere is safe
If choose one, don't.
over here.
I sit
Apparently,
on the fence.
I'm not sitting over here. It feels safer. Apparently.
Okay, I will come back to you later.
Oh, yeah, I'm here. I'm
We'll
here.
see.
No,
We'll see. You will explain yourself.
okay, I will.
I mean, for me, I think my answer is going to be the same. Over here, is safer, right? It's
Hmm.
safer in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, so full stop. I don't know. I don't. You say because you come back to me too. So
Looks like it's after us today. I'm waiting.
exactly. No, but
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
over here, is safer.
Yeah. yeah, I feel safer here, but I feel like the safety is kind of, it depends, right? Safe in what aspect, right? Like, for example, for those who are keeping up with American news, recently, a political figure, Charlie Kirk, was unalived, and that has brought a lot of discussion into the you know safety, right, in America, stuff like that. There's always those kind of violence which makes people feel unsafe. For me, I've been feeling like, man, should I should I step out for a little bit? Should I should I go to Nigeria for a few months till all this, till things settle? So it's, yeah, it's one of those things where, like, because I know, like, to be honest, I was in Nigeria like last year, and for the longest time I was dragging my feet to like visit, because I was like, oh, let me wait till they're done kidnapping people, or like, stuff like that. But to be honest, I felt very safe there for the 2 3 weeks I was there. I didn't, I was out and about, and I didn't. I felt safe,
Did you go
safe,
out at night?
yeah, at night. Like, I remember like just walking out at night, like,
Please,
so
walking out to where and how?
just
Because let me interject you.
yeah.
I just thought of something. There was one time while I was in Ohio one time. I
Mm,
went to a party and it was done at 2 a.m. and I had like
mhm,
more than an hour drive to my house.
yeah,
Then I got in the car. I didn't care, and I drove to my house without anything. There were street lights, and
yeah.
it wasn't like anything. But I think in some places you can get in your car around 2 a.m. in the morning and drive like 2 hours. Like, let's say from Port Harcourt to Benin or something.
Mm,
You have to think twice. That's kind of, I just
mhm.
wanted to put that out before I lose my train of thought. So in terms of safety, I could do that here. Maybe you could do that in certain places in Nigeria, but not all places. But I've heard of friends getting up at 2 a.m. and driving 8 hours to New York or
Mhm.
places like that. So just
Okay.
pointing that out.
So why do you? So going back to you, Otis, you say you feel much safer here.
Okay.
Why is that here in the US?
Um, Apparently, like I mentioned, I've used apparently most times. You don't have the rebars or reinforcement on the windows, which tells you one thing. Depends on the neighborhood, and then again, depends on where you live.
Hmm.
The security system, like some nice places, you can look on your phone. They have those kind of security system in Nigeria. When you open your windows,
Hmm.
there are kind of sensors that go up that tells you there's someone at the window. You have a
Hmm.
ring or a camera at your door, and the flexibility for you to dial 911 or whatever if you know the local county office. The cops will give you
Stupid
a
question. Is there 911 in Nigeria or an
oh,
equivalent?
it's 419.
For one.
Can dial 419.
That's not fair, man.
No, no, for real, for real. Is there? What is?
Which now, maybe you are the one that was safe. So, what was your plan if they were walking in the night and they can't carry you? You would have been asking a hold up. Is there now? Oh,
You don't even know an emergency number.
I don't understand
And
this.
speaking on your
No, no, for real.
question,
On a serious note, is there like a emergency
I don't
number?
know.
there is,
I don't
there
think so.
should be, but whether it's working, we do not
You
know.
might call and maybe the police no get gas for their car. So,
And again, and
Wow.
adding to the security,
light fee no dey. We do not charge the phone.
so adding to the point of burglary proof and security system, you also have, like, I think there's a fire service. You also have, like, you could rely on if you the medics, the paramedics, or the EMS emergency service.
Hmm.
If you run into any danger, or if there's something that happens, you could call them, and that's part of the security, come to your rescue as well.
Yeah.
And most times, feeling safe, you have most people are amiable, or who are genuinely interested in friends with you rather than what they could get from you. So people could just be close to you to get info from you. And like you mentioned, kidnapping. There's an
Hmm.
instant rate of kidnapping in Nigeria, not like here. So that's part
Hmm.
of feeling safe over here.
Yeah.
And depending on where you live, the crime rate is low. And overall, you could what did it tell you? You could leave your like I've left my door open sometimes and nobody came
Yeah,
to steal stuff.
that's one thing, right? It's like people like even like right like here, right? Your houses, like
Hmm.
you can walk up to someone's house right to the front of their door. It's not that common in Nigeria. Everyone has a fence. You know, if you, like you have a
Yeah,
fence with
the
the
barbed
bottles with the
wires.
barbed wire over. The only people who have fences here are like maybe celebrities or maybe like a rich neighborhood. But most people's houses are just like normal house with a road. You can
And
drive. No
yeah,
protectors. Those
you know
annoying
one
protectors.
one
You know.
funny thing why we feel safe too. Like
Yeah.
sometimes in some places I wouldn't experience it. If you leave your flip flops, your must not come after me when I flip flop before you say na slippers or na
Now
slippers
sleepers.
or sandals before they
Your
say I go
person
say
on flip flop.
slippers. Your maybe you leave them at your doorsteps. You come in the next day, you won't find them there.
Hmm.
No, but
So
there are places that happens here though. Just
it,
saying.
I mean,
Yeah.
depend
No,
Yeah.
but I'm
again.
saying on the
Depending on
average, so I
oh,
get
it
it.
Yeah. And
happens. Every stuff happens. There's crime everywhere, but it's just the rate of
yeah.
crime, how you feel safe.
Mostly, why do you feel safer here?
Um,
Pretty much what he said.
a lot of reasons. All right, a lot of reasons. So you could start from. I mean, I could draw an inference from what Otis was saying, talking about travel. Right. First of all, the roads here are better than roads in Nigeria. Right. We have street lights. We have solar. Right. If you are traveling on the highway, expressway, whatever it is, you can see where you're going to. So the roads are clearer. You can, I mean, so
Mhm.
because of that, people, you first of all, you don't, the chances that you're going to have a car breakdown are minimized, right? You know, and then there's a lot of there are a lot of vehicle administrations that do their job. Yeah, unlike where our side, when if you drop something, then they will allow you pass. Here, you have to get all those licenses, insurance, and all that. The speed limit cameras and everything. So first of all, the driving is safer, right? Relatively safer as in we're using averages, right?
Yeah.
So because of that, you can travel first. So the chance that your car will break down and then somebody come out from the bush and kidnap you or harm you or hold you to ransom that okay, I'm going to help you repair your tire is lower, right? It's lower here. So first of all, that's one. Secondly, you talk about home security. As Otis said, is you have your cameras like ring cameras. You have basic checks. You can always call 911 if you notice something fishy. In Nigeria, all those things are not like that, right? Again, you can have a ring camera. It's on Amazon. It's cheap, but then if you actually see somebody coming to your house, depends on who you are. Again, we're comparing averages. If you're a politician, if you're a big shot, maybe you can make that call and police will show up, or you won't have your own police in your compound. Here, I don't need to be anybody. My kids can literally die 911 and the police will be here in 5 minutes, right?
Mhm.
So that already makes me feel safer. Again, Otis talked about bars on the doors. And yeah, on the average, there are no bars, right? If you go to some places here, you still see those things. But on the average, I have no bars, right? Literally, if I match, maybe if I hit my door very hard, I'm able to get in. But by the time before you finish hitting that door, if your neighbors call 911 for your own house, police will come carry you. You need to explain. You know, I've had an experience before where I don't know what happened to my car. Policeman came, I had to show proof that it was my car before I could like open. I think I locked my key or something funny that happened. I needed to tell the policeman, oh, this is my car, showed my ID and all that. So those are just some instances, right? So
Yeah.
in general, you feel safer here because the system basically works
Yeah.
on the average. So if you want to go into the weeds and start comparing, I mean, you reference the issue that the current
Yeah.
what happened to the unfortunate incident that happened, right?
Yeah.
Again. those kind of things happen in Africa too, right? They happen in Nigeria. Maybe not the way it happened here, but it happens. And another thing I want to mention lastly is we don't even have statistics back home, like accurate statistics
Yeah.
that can we can even compare. Even if someone wants to argue and say no, America is known for probably gun violence or mass shootings and all those
Right.
things. If you want to compare the data, there's no data back home. So a lot of things happen under the radar that just
Yeah.
swept under the carpet.
You just hear that, oh, that
You just
person
hear that,
died.
oh, you get
That's it.
ahead. So,
Yeah.
and then I want to just one last thing you talked about when you were back home, you're able to walk around safe. I don't know the area you're walking around, Sha.
It was in
This
Lekki.
So,
GRA.
well, lucky now, even the lucky when you talk safe. Maybe Lagos will be Nigeria. Relatively, the island in Lagos is not the average Nigeria. So if you want to take average Nigeria, maybe you
Right.
should try it in like a Warri or a Benin. Just come outside for your house around 11. See, body they catch you. Just one stroke. I
Yeah,
hope you
but
live to tell the story.
I always message. There are some places here you got to be really meticulous for you to move
That's why I
from.
said on the average. So if you compare the average, right, the average American neighborhood compared to the average Nigerian neighborhood where most time light no go dey. No go no collect your phone. I mean, till now, one of my relatives here, if it gets dark, once it starts getting dark, you tell her I want to just drive to 7-Eleven or the convenience store, she starts to panic. She's even at first she'll start to dey pray. Dear God, oh, let them not but now here is different, right?
Do
So
right,
you know
right.
what's funny? Why here feels safe too? The gun laws.
I was
I
gonna say
know
that. I was gonna
somebody
say
was
that.
knocking at my door. As I opened the door, I said, "Please don't
You
shoot."
pull out your AK. You pull out
And
your
then,
AK for the
I
guy.
mean, the easy you could get what do you call it? A 45 or
Mm-hmm.
22.
Mm-hmm.
So easily registered. It's not like it's easy over there. So
Yeah.
you
if
feel
you have that,
Yeah,
I was going
I think that's one of the many reasons why it's safer here, right? Because most people have guns. So the
um
idea is that theoretically people will behave themselves because you don't know if that person can shoot you.
okay. Okay,
You know,
so
but
I'm
again,
gonna
yeah,
I'm gonna say
yeah,
I'm
go
gonna
on.
ask a question. I know I'm not the host, like I'm not the one
Yeah,
asking
you can
questions.
ask
I'm gonna ask
questions. Huh?
I'm gonna ask a question, right? So
Yeah,
if we want to bring that, if you want to say it like that, like oh, because America has gun laws. So this podcast about diaspora, not necessarily America. I mean, from an American
yeah,
point of view, because we're all in
yeah.
America. Are you then telling me that Nigeria is
The,
safer
the,
than the other diaspora countries that don't have gun laws? Say Canada, say Australia, say are we really safer? So I think that's a different dynamic to the conversation. If you start talking about gun laws, that's a whole topic, a whole episode because we are not safer than. I mean, I know people in Canada. People in Canada. I mean, I've spent a lot of time in Europe.
yeah,
Yeah, right. Europe is safe. Right? Literally,
right.
it's almost the
And
same thing in America. There are no guns.
even
So because
safer, even
I
safer.
so
Yeah.
I would argue that it's because the system works. Because I mean, just ask us a question. We are all of us here have spent decades in Nigeria. We're born in that country.
Yeah.
But the question we ask us, do we even have a number? This is 2025 and we don't have a number that we know. If you call my kids right now, how old are they? But they know that Yawa gas 911. We
Hmm.
don't have that. So I think it's not necessarily I don't maybe because I don't want to go into gun conversation, but I just feel like it's not
Right.
necessarily guns. It's more about the system. You trust the system that if I even if a thief comes now, like if I feel stall for 5 minutes as long as I don't call 911, do you
Right.
understand? If I can stall a little, maybe I can get over this thing. As against a
Right.
system where if you call, they'll tell you say like no day.
yeah. Anyway, we'll go
Yeah.
off topic if we go
Yeah.
into this. But however,
Yeah.
I presume Rookie answered your questions, whereby he said everybody becomes, you know, well, what adjective do I
So
use?
I think,
Everybody
yeah,
behaves
maybe,
because this
yeah,
person has a gun.
Does
maybe
everybody
he's
behave?
right. Maybe he's
Okay, in
right.
America.
Maybe the gun has nothing to do with anything.
I think
Maybe
it does
it's
because when you know the other
maybe
person's
to
to
some
some, I
extent it
mean, maybe
does.
the topic for another day. I
Let's
think
Yeah.
bring that
there's
as a
something
whole
in
topic.
pidgin English when they talk, who they come the fear, who they go the fear. So it's just like if you know that I
Yeah.
have something And I
Mhm.
know that you have something. We'll just move along like gentlemen. Hey, hi,
Yeah,
hello. We just move past,
yeah, yeah,
right? So that's still part of it. That's why probably in some states in the US they are very, what I
yeah.
say,
I think
stubborn.
overall, it's probably because here in the U.S., the incentive to commit crime, it's very difficult to get away with crime, right? Like, it's unless maybe you commit a crime against, like, I don't know, an unimportant person, but like usually people people don't get away too much with crime here, like, so before people commit crime, they have to be they weigh their options, right? They so it's so maybe that's why there's more enforcement. Let me put it that way. There's more enforcement
Guys,
Exactly,
taking place.
guys,
exactly.
Yeah,
I told myself, you notice I'm pretty quiet today. I told myself
yeah.
that I wasn't going to interrupt as I used to, right?
Oh,
But I
We're
like facts,
dialoguing.
right?
It's a dialogue. You can
Yeah,
interject.
I like facts, right? And
yeah,
you guys, I'm sorry to say, two of you right now are being guilty
yeah.
of what we always accuse Americans of. When they say
Which is
you are
what?
playing basketball and you say, what they call them, Washington Wizards, even though I know those don't go win NBA. Washington Wizards win the NBA and are the champions of the world. What you
Hmm.
guys are doing right now is trying to suggest that America has a worse crime rate than Europe. I mean, I just pulled up stats. If you guys want to
You've
go there,
Well,
wait,
dialogue. We're just
hold
giving.
on. Yeah, no, no, you are giving a
It
view.
depends. It depends on
It
what kind
depends
of
on
crime
what
you're referring to. Yeah.
crime and
It's relative
higher rates of
perception.
violent crime, right?
Uh huh.
US has a higher rate of violent crime. They have a higher rate of terrorism and political violence. They
Hmm.
have a higher rate of traffic and transport safety crimes. They have
Hmm.
a higher rate of health and emergency safety crimes. Everyday life safety. Europe has higher rate of safety.
But
So, which statistics? If you guys
you're
want us
making
to,
a
as I said,
equivocal
it's a
statement.
whole topic. If you guys want us to go there, please, you should stop making America sound.
No,
We
but
did the
then
America,
again,
but we no go there.
okay, wait. You
Yes,
said
sir.
you enumerated all this stuff, and at the end
Mm.
of the day, you feel still safer here. You're more equivocal than both of us right now.
The question is, am I safer in US compared
Yeah,
to Europe?
but with what you mentioned, the
Yes, I'm safer. I didn't compare US and Nigeria. I'm comparing US and Europe. You guys are going about, oh, one gun law, one thing. I just said, let's not go to the
So are
gun
you
law
saying?
because
So wait, are
anyway,
you saying that you
the
feel
gun
safer?
with the gun when we get, Europe is safer than US.
okay.
So,
I think diaspora. We're focusing on. Correct me if
mm,
I'm wrong. We're focusing on the
We're
US and
focusing
Nigeria
on
for now.
everything, man.
And when we have the guest from Europe, we don't know if you are prevaricating right now. If
Yeah.
if because
use your phone. Bring out your phone. Pull up
I
the
don't
screen.
want to. We have a
I'm
guest
just
from
saying, like,
our
let's not
friend
go through
in Europe,
the.
in the
You
UK.
guys are talking. There's nothing. Gun has nothing to do with it. The system works. That's why it's safer than Nigeria. That's what
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
safer. It depends though, because I mean, you say safe, but for me,
People
every
know they
day
fear to die for
most
this country. What are you guys talking about?
And Rookie mentioned one
well,
thing: the incentive to commit crime. I kind of, there was one thing that was funny to me after moving here. In Nigeria, sometimes it's a misdemeanor here or kind of felony if you run the red light, right?
mm-hmm.
So I see these people waiting on the lights. I'm like, this road is free. Can't you go through? Then I realize if you run that red light and you get caught, your insurance goes up. Like it's not worth it. Your insurance goes up. You pay for the ticket. If it's too high, you might go to jail for a few days. And
You guys are
what's going
actually arguing
to
for
your
me right
job?
now.
You're going to lose your job. So
In
this
fact,
less
Yeah,
you guys are just buttressing my point. The
yeah.
system
So
works. Full
even
stop.
like the first time I got pulled over by police, right? It was for something I would consider stupid, right? Because it was, those four-way intersection when you stop,
Mhm. The stop
Hmm.
sign.
the stop, then you have to come to a complete stop before you
Yeah, not,
drive across.
not
I
a rolling stop.
Yeah, I didn't completely stop. I just kind of rolled through. I didn't like speed through. I just rolled through.
No, yeah, you
Next thing
must
I
come to a
know,
complete stop.
I saw police show up behind me. They pulled me over.
Did
So
you get a
something as
ticket
simple as
or
that. It was a warning I got. It was just like the guy was
Yeah,
like, "Oh, did you see?"
our
He
guy
just
was
warned me,
nice?
just let me go. Yeah,
system
but
works.
something like that, right? So people, which is why you see people get to that intersection, four cars, everybody stops and they are waiting for the they're well organized because they don't want to run through that thing,
Not
you
because
know.
not because the policeman is carrying a gun or because they are scared that the other guy on the other intersection holds a gun, but it's
Right.
because the system works. You don't want your
System
insurance to
works.
go up. You don't want
Yeah.
to go and do you get that's where I'm
Yeah.
going with all this. Like, man, it's just the
Yeah.
system. System works.
Yeah, and
So
then again,
But
you might get your license revoked.
system works.
right, system
Yeah.
works. Yeah. So I mean, but when you say that though, I'm still scared every day. Like mostly, you have kids. No, for real,
I
you
know.
have
I'm
kids.
laughing because it's true.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have kids every day. My kids go to school. I'm wondering if I'm gonna see something in the news that some crazy person decided to open fire
So,
and
okay.
that's something that does not happen in Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
right? It feels
Mm-hmm.
like if I want to compare crime in Nigeria is more predictable than crime
Yes,
here.
I can understand that. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
in Nigeria, it seems like okay, all right, this road, avoid this road at this time, otherwise you'll be kidnapped. You kind of,
You know,
you,
you most
yeah,
likely be kidnapped. Right? You kidnap your this is going up by
yeah,
90 to 10. 90
yeah.
to
So you kind
9
of,
over 10.
you hear someone got robbed, you can say, okay, all right, I know why they were robbed because the person,
Mm,
you can understand why some
yeah.
people commit the crime. Here, it's kind of
Yeah.
unpredictable and like
Yeah.
sometimes no rhyme or reason,
Yeah, I get you. I mean, sorry. I mean, you called
Yeah.
me, so let me answer. Right. So the thing is, you are right on that, right? You talk about that mass shooting thing, all those things. Maybe
Hmm.
that's why when you guys were going gun route, I was like, man, this thing. So the negatives are also almost as equal, or almost equal, if not higher,
Hmm.
right? So yes, that's a real fear I have, right? And my daughter used to be in a school that had like this high school close to it, and then there was this day I was fully remote. I was working, and we
Hmm.
just got a message that the school has been locked down or more.
Hmm.
Hey, you fear like school has been locked down, blah blah blah. You actually offed a little girl, right? So about 13 years old. So that day was crazy. By the time we
Hmm.
were able to, before we get to my daughter's, it was like at 5 p.m. or something. Because when they now lifted the lockdown, everybody's trying to get their child, you go
Hmm.
pandemonium, and then there's police there because they're trying to like crime
Hmm.
scene, whatever, whatever, whatever. So that's a real fear. And that's
Yeah.
why I won't lie to you right now, I'm actually considering like and that also feeds into my fear of actually allowing my kids do high school here, right? Because the exposure to a lot of things like the exposure to with those that crime comes a lot of things that can actually get you into trouble and all that. So those are things that are going through my head. Like, is it a good idea for my kids to actually do high school here and all that? And all that? So
Hmm.
in terms, so if you break it down to that kind of issue, the mass shootings are yeah, those things don't happen all the time. But as a parent, you are also scared, you know. So
Yeah. Yeah.
but even
So
with
Yeah.
that, I still feel like
Yeah. It's one of those things, right?
Nigeria is still more dangerous because Nigeria does not report a lot of issues that happen there, right?
Right.
People are in boarding school and then they get robbed and then they
but
rape, they abuse girls and all that. So a
but
lot of
dude,
things happen. So if I compare both, it's still easy to predict the system here. Even though you can predict the crime there, you can predict the system here. So I'll still lean towards the Yankee, you know. So
yeah, but you be making you say
You know what's
you
kind of
be making a
interesting?
lot of equivocal statements. Now you want to take family members over there, but it's safer here. So it's like you're vacillating. You're like, there's some
It's
good
not an
things
easy.
here.
I guess it's not an
it's not an
easy
easy
It could
answer
be,
to
decision.
question. Yeah.
when you asked him,
I've
if
not
he
even
said
made the
he
decision
kept
yet.
he kept it short
Hmm,
because at the end of the day, the time you were over there and
hmm.
now it's two different scenarios.
Fact.
A lot
Right.
has changed. Some
For the
like some
better or for the
houses, I
worse.
don't see the rebars or the reinforcement on the windows. They kind of make it like Yankee now. There are a lot of people with with businesses with the advent of internet and your favorite guy
Hmm.
Gege. There's some people who shy away from crime now. They're going to be social media
Mhm.
content. Maybe
Oh,
maybe
they're moving to more digital crime.
they're more not necessarily
That's
because
not
people
true,
want to
man.
become influencers.
How
People
many
Yeah.
people?
do uh, cryptocurrencies and all those jazz. So there's and then again,
Forget it.
there's always with crime, there's always comes what do you call it? I wouldn't say punishment. There always comes like a consequences to it.
Hmm.
So within now and then, you wouldn't say. I know it's kind of dicey trying to find out here or there, but I just want to get clear. Let me round up with this. If you really think it's safer over here than there, because again, you're vacillating, you're neither
It's
there or
hard to
here,
say. It's
which is
safer
fine.
in some
Which is fine.
aspects. It kind of depends. I would say, right?
On the, if we take average, if you ask me this on the
Average.
average, it's still safer, yeah.
Okay, that's
Right.
what. Okay, okay, okay.
And my and that was that I just touched on that point because I was like, oh, that's part of if I'm going to rank the reasons why I probably would make my kids go school back home, that's maybe
Hmm.
like the 10th reason, right?
Right.
I'm more concerned about their culture, the way things are done here, discipline,
Hmm.
in fact, right?
Oh
Discipline
my
is very
God.
key for me,
I would
right?
say
Hmm.
the
So
people over there now kind of more recalcitrant than here
it
now.
depends on
Everybody,
yeah,
everybody
Which
want
one
to
be
behave.
it depends
recalcitrant
on the
again?
school. Right? So me, I'm just saying, like personally. So even though I mentioned it that oh, that's part of the fears I have, like on the back of my mind. That's like the almost one of the when you are listing the reasons why if I'm going to say my kids should go school back home, if I'm going to list the 10 most important reasons, this mass shooting will be among others. You know, so you just start at the end and say others. So it's not like a
Yeah.
key thing. I'm just saying America is safer than Nigeria.
Yeah. I think the reason why it doesn't. Here's the thing with like tragedy, right? Sometimes whenever you see some of all those tragedy in the news, they interview people. They will say like, "Oh, I never expected something like this to happen in our small town." So a lot of people don't think it will happen.
Until it
It
happens.
until it happens. So there's that feeling. It's you're scared, but you're not that scared because
Mhm.
yes, okay, there it happens once in a while. Maybe one in Ohio, one in New York.
Mm.
So it feels like it could
And
happen,
these
but you
places are
don't.
big, so
A
it's
big,
like
yeah,
one small place inside the
yeah,
whole. But I
yeah.
mean, for
So
me, like I live very close to one of the most dangerous cities in America, right?
right,
According to statistics, if I don't know that is
right.
true. But everything that
Has
happens there, I don't even. It doesn't even.
Has Trump sent National Guard to you yet?
He's trying to, but they're pushing him. I don't know. I don't know how they will sort themselves out. That one concern them. Me, I'm not political, so I don't care. But what I'm
Mhm,
trying to say is that all the things that I know happened there, right? It's
mhm.
almost as if you know the way America is now. You just be in your bubble like this,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
everything will just be happening all around you,
Right,
and
exactly.
then you would have to literally read about it in the news like
Really.
everyone else. Do you
Yeah,
understand? Yeah. So
yeah. That's yeah. Yeah, it's funny because even my kids, and your kids probably do this. They do like a drill,
oh
like
yeah,
once or
yeah,
twice
yeah.
a semester. They
Mm.
practice how to hide
It's
in case
crazy.
you know
Like, it's
it's
crazy, man. But
crazy.
that's the thing. They try to get prepared for all those things.
Yeah,
Nigeria, if
yeah,
person open fire now for that kind of place now, everybody already run. Boom, before you see, there will be stampede, right? So
yeah,
those are the things we again, just like you said now that things will happen, you say it happen there, no, it happen here until it happen for your city. So here they
right.
try to prepare for all these things, but in Nigeria there's no preparation. That's why it's still safer here because if that kind of thing can't go by mistake happen for Nigeria, the
Hmm.
stampede will come the person I shouldn't use the word. You go hurt the
Unalive.
person, yeah, unalive, yeah, unalive the person, you know. So
So, do you guys think the media exaggerates the dangers in America and Nigeria? Do you think there's
Um,
exaggeration or is
I
accurate?
don't. There was. Let's be honest. There was one time I traveled from that's in Nigeria from Delta State to Lagos when they were talking about when there was the Warri crisis. The way the media handled it, and this media around the world, they want to sell. They give you catchy headlines. they kind of exacerbate the issue more than what it actually is. The way they were talking about worry, oh, you cannot go there and stuff like, I'm like, Jesus, this is
Mm-hmm.
where we're coming from. It's not as bad as you guys think. So I get it. That's how they make money. Like currently, what they call it clickbait. You see a headline, oh, this guy fell from a 10-story building and he survived. How? So I think they do embellish the
Exaggeration.
story more than what it is,
Mm-hmm.
and to get eyes to read it, and it's all over everywhere. That was for
Yeah.
Nigeria. They do the same. They do the same thing too. When you
Yeah.
have you like when you see a headline, you go read it. It's like, hey, you could have told me this stuff in like two sentences on the headline. So
Mm-hmm.
the the,
Yeah.
the short of it is like it is embellished
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Hmm.
Why are you laughing, Mosi?
I don't know, on the side comment, I think going forward, maybe from next episode, let's advise Otis to please, we have dictionary section. You know, this is grammar is to speak.
No, I'm not.
So first,
Take it easy.
escalate.
We are enlightening people,
No, I
right?
don't say,
But
I know, you said me not to go school with you.
no,
So
no, no.
I'm just appealing for appealing to you on behalf of our
Audience, I'm
viewers.
not trying. That's
Audience, I beg go. When when this guy was rookie, you put translation. When you're asking.
there's no need. You will be surprised how enlightened our audience are and want to learn.
Oh no, I beg. Sorry
I
for
was
also. I
after
beg.
me.
Like
Come
a
on,
bit.
full food
Okay.
on the last episode. Now this. Come on.
Oh yeah, sorry, sir. I
No,
apologize.
no,
Now,
no,
why I
no.
don't talk? You say I quiet since now. And before you go and say you they use full food, they protect yourself. Okay,
Actually,
so
the fufu stuff, I've heard probably some people who have been they call it fufu. That's why I called it that. Not missing that fufu.
guys, we're not
Anyway,
gonna.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
sorry.
Go
No
ahead.
vex. Back to the topic. You're asking about if the media exaggerates. That's it.
Yeah.
I need to confirm the
Yeah,
question.
that was the question.
Yeah.
Exaggerate,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so it's two ways for the way I see it. The media exaggerates a lot here, and the media underreports back home. That's the way I see it. Now,
Mm.
why do I say that? Here, if an issue happens, right? We used to joke around again. I'm not trying to knock anybody, but I know we used to joke then that when I first came in, when you just see cops speeding like you wonder like, what's happening. And you hear that maybe person I don't go there, but maybe one cat or something climb tree, one fall. And then they rush. Maybe person call the cries, oh my cat, they rush. Again, I'm not knocking you, everybody like your animal. It's fine. But for Niger, you know, the way they report that thing, like, oh, one kind, if they put in the news, the headlines as to say clickbait, oh man, this. My brother, for Niger, if something happen, if one big man or one celebrity or somebody important no did that thing, it might actually just go under the radar. Do you
Mm.
understand? So in the end, we don't really have. I mean, we all live there now. I remember back home a lot of things that would probably make the news here. Not even no, it's nothing like that now. It's a normal thing. Almost like what Oti said about ah red light there. For Nigeria, you all look say before I go to this red light, one person will come rob me. Just drive through the thing, Jory. Nobody. Sometimes people, all those boys, thugs, will not be using leg to pursue you with stick and nail. Stop there, stop there, stop there. Well, yeah, nobody will answer you. When you reach out, your ticket will do it for you. Do you understand? Do you get so there are a lot of deterrents. I kept going on and on about the system. So
Yeah.
in Nigeria, a lot of things that a lot of us have had to relearn when you travel, relearn and say, oh, this thing's actually wrong. This is actually a crime.
Mm.
Traffic laws, everything. Those are things
Mm.
that are taken for granted back home. Do you understand? So that's why it's underreported because it's not news. Because remember that the media wants to sell newspapers,
Mm.
they want to attract viewership. So if they think or they know that the audience does not consider this thing as newsworthy, like say person can't climb tree, you can't go with the put out for NTA news. Are you crazy? Nobody want with time you lose that viewership. But here those things are very important to people, right? So
Mm.
here they will not even exaggerate it and say, the cat almost the far cat jump. One guy, one superhero guy now. Do you understand? So they over amplify the thing here, but back
Yeah.
home they underreport it. So that's
Yeah.
that's why I see like it's that's the way I see it though.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of agree too because like I know here, like sometimes when I tell meet some people, I say I'm from Nigeria, especially back when there was a lot of the kidnapping stuff was very much in the news. People will be like, "Oh man," there's that look on their face when I tell them from Nigeria. So they say, "Oh, have you heard about the kid?" You know, they they have this the way their attitude changes is like, "Man, you're from this place with so much crime and so much things." I'm like, "Well, I actually don't know anybody who has been kidnapped, you know, like, you know."
Yeah, I know a couple of
But
people.
so yes, they are kidnapping people, but there are a lot of people who are not being kidnapped, right? So
But
people are still
Have not been
so
kidnapped yet.
so
kidnapped.
that's the
Yes,
thing I'm telling you about under reporting, right? So
right.
I can tell you for free, right? Like since I've been
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
at least four of my former colleagues have been kidnapped at some point.
Mm,
In
We are,
Nigeria,
we are middle, yes, in Nigeria, not here now, not in Nigeria now. My former colleagues,
you
right?
never know
At
what is.
least four.
right.
No, not be here, not be here now. Not here go enter news. That's the point I'm
But
trying to
this
make.
guy is saying something. There's one time this kid, this guy, I don't know what he did to his neighbor's kid. They were in his basement for years while they were looking. I don't know if you call
They
that
have some of
kidnap.
those crazy
So
kind of
they have
stories.
those
Yeah,
stuff here too. They for
but it's
several
like
years, all
it's
women.
like
I've heard
once it's
different
like
stories like that.
What of
And they
Nigeria?
said the best
This is
place
happened
you're
for
able
Nigeria
to
too, but it's not
hide
reported.
is
We are
right in
talking
front.
about it now because it got to the news. In Nigeria, that thing will happen free,
But
no nothing.
but then again, you said the news. Let's not forget it's a business, right? So if people are not consuming the information they put out there, people will lose their jobs. Nobody
I agree
cares
with
if
you. I'm not
if,
again.
if a dog gets hit by a car was going 60 miles per hour, right?
mhm.
But they will care. It's kind of preference. Like they would prefer
Yeah,
Yeah,
to hear
I
the
mean,
kidnapping.
yeah,
So,
I know the point you're trying to make, though. I mean, maybe I didn't understand it, but what I'm trying to say is that
mhm.
we're saying we're almost on the same page. I'm just telling you that
Yeah, we
in
are.
Nigeria now, yeah, in Nigeria now, they go talk say, you know, some in Nigeria, for instance, one thing, one habit I know Nigerians have, which I am not knocking, is that if something happens, if a crime happens, something that we'll call a crime, that you could actually do time. Back
hmm
in Nigeria, they say, before you see, they have to the beg. Fully farm now. Sorry for now. Go, my brother. Two people, somebody hit your car. Oh, yeah, give me insurance. I mean, here, na insurance information, right? The man go just have to the beg. Like, you see my car, you carry your car, you jam me. The next
right.
thing, the passengers will not come out, oh, God, he don't do, na person, na married man. Na hustle in day. Do you understand? That's the habit in Nigeria. So that's so we just be.
Yeah, but
It's
let's
true
But
now.
yeah,
if we're
yeah,
Yeah,
objective.
we want to beg for you.
No,
right. Yeah, there's no bag. You just bring out your insurance,
but people
You
exchange,
hit
get
move on.
insurance, always fine. If you don't get insurance, you collect.
Yeah,
there's
That's
hitting.
not
yeah.
Well, the reporting is still both ways. There's a lot of hit and runs
Oh
here
yeah,
too.
yeah. They have hit and run here too.
yeah, on
But
the
again,
average,
like
it's
you
worse
said,
in
in
Nigeria.
order to do it here, you have to. For people who do that, they weigh their options, right? They see how easy. If they feel like they can get away with it, then they do it.
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
On the average, it's worse in Nigeria.
yeah, yeah. All right. Well, that's safety, security, violence in Nigeria versus America. We don't have anyone from UK here or Australia or Canada to give us comparison. I know most of
Maybe
you
we
said
should
it's
start,
much
we should start
safer
getting
there.
some guests very
Yeah.
soon
So anyone listening or watching, maybe post some stats to let us know how safe it is in your area.
in your country, right?
Compared
Yeah.
in your country.
Because
So
let me report, both of them said America is the safest country in the world.
I didn't say that. I
Yeah, I'm
didn't.
just joking. So prove them wrong in the comment section.
Yeah.
Prove them wrong.
Any
Two of
closing
them.
thoughts from you guys?
again, like I mentioned earlier, thank you guys for those of you who have watched, subscribed, and shared. We really appreciate that. Well, those of you who are here to watch, if you're watching us for the first time, thanks in advance. We anticipate your continuous I'll put on
You want
viewing.
speak grammar now. You anticipate your excavated views.
And you don't castigate me now, so I won't just go low on the
No, that's a joke.
vocabulary. So again, on a more serious note, thanks you guys. We really appreciate closing thought. Then closing thought on the security, like whichever is safe. Again, not sitting on the fence is just some factors that determine what part of the world you will be. But for us, or for me in particular, it's kind of safer here than over in certain places in Nigeria, not moving with security. But some people might feel safer over there. So everything we talk about sometimes is subjective and it depends on where you live. So feel free to put in the comment questions, and we appreciate constructive criticism. These are our views. So thank you again, and that's all I have. My closing thoughts.
All right. Me, well, America is safer than Nigeria. Europe is safer than America. That's my closing
That's
thought.
for Europe. Why?
Yeah, that's my. Allow
The,
me to do my closing thought. I don't
the
understand.
whole of Europe, including Russia.
Europe, Russia, yeah, okay, except for the war now, of course. But on the average, Europe is safer than America now. Those,
Yeah.
so that's what I think, though. Yeah, and yes, don't ask me if I had the chance. I'll move to Europe with all pleasure. Anyway, so so I mean, on almost every statistics, I mean, diaspora, almost in general, except to me, because Asia safe in the diaspora. So I said there's a war where you are. Personally, I'm looking at it from the lens of the West, America, Europe, right?
Hmm.
Typically safer than. Yeah,
Right.
so that's not to knock Nigeria. I mean, we really hope Nigeria will get better.
Hmm.
But not
Yeah.
to knock Nigeria. But again, that's my thought. Thanks, guys. I appreciate the criticism. I appreciate the comments, positive, negative. Even I don't. I mean, Otis was about constructive. If you bring destructive, I'll give you destructive. Oh, no, I'm just joking.
And again, we
Yeah.
do reply comments. I know one of somebody was asking what minerals are in Pomo or cow skin. I think I responded to that. Phosphorus, zinc, and some other minerals are there. So it's it's Pomo
Exactly.
for
More.
yeah. It doesn't
Vitamin
have as
zero.
much protein as the meat, but it has certain minerals. Might not have protein, but it has certain minerals which are good for your body.
Mhm.
And that's
All
fact
right,
check.
guys. Thanks for coming. See you guys next week.
Thank you, everyone.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Thanks.